Hello everyone. Today, let us talk about the new melee weapon, throwing knives.
This weapon, unlike the classic knife, can be thrown towards enemies. And it also puts bleeding damage on enemies once thrown. These knives also stack up with operator abilities and talents. With mechanics similar to secondary weapon Dirty Anton and the classic melee knife, the new weapon is now available in Battle Pass. In this video, I have tested out the weapon with various operators such as Karen, Miro and Klaus against various operators with distinct talents. So, let us dig into details and try to review the weapon and how lethal it is. First, let us talk about the stats. The throwing knives offer around 3,500 damage per hit and 679 bleed damage. 3,500 is the damage that was directly inflicted on enemy. That means enemy loses 3,500 health per knife thrown at him. On the other hand, bleed damage comes into effect when enemy is once hit with the knife. Coming to the perks, some of my friends asked me if bleeding effect stacks with Miro. With the tests I have done, no, it won't stack with his 10th talent increased bleed damage. However, there's one important thing I want to show you guys. The bleed duration changes when JB is used with good genetics talent. The bleed duration on him is reduced very slightly if this talent is used, as you can see in the video. There is about 1 second change in duration as shown here. Next thing, the knives won't get affected due to Chun-Li's EMP field, which is interesting part of the weapon. There won't be any deflection as shown. You can freely run and throw knives on Chun-Li without any fear. Now, talking about David, who has reload speed talent, will reload the weapon faster than other operators. David takes about 4 seconds to completely reload the weapon, while other operators take longer than David. One thing is, you could stack the reload speed talent on operators to get a boost in the reload speed. Similarly, you can pick accuracy talent to boost the accuracy as well. Coming to the next part, Capis can throw knives while dodging. Well, operators can use the knives as per their respective abilities. You can read the patch notes for more information about which operator can get special abilities while using these knives. Next up, the most entertaining and fun aspect of this knife comes into action while using it with Karen. Karen gets additional melee attack damage due to his ability, which is a game changer. It gets pretty fun while using it with Karen, and then even if you cannot kill the enemy in one shot, bleed damage does rest of the work. I would say, these knives get their value when used with Karen. In my opinion, I think it is a kind of buff to Karen because, instead of getting killed with flamethrower explosion, Karen can directly throw knives, which makes it less possible to kill him easily. The next thing I want to stress on is that these knives are kind of less useful when enemy is using adrenaline. The bleed damage immediately stops when enemy uses adrenaline, which makes the effort in killing the enemy useless. As shown here, observe the red marker. It goes off when you use adrenaline. That means adrenaline users will get an upper hand if these knives are used against them. The next key issue is with Mosa's and Tactical shield. Well, bleed damage won't start when the shield is active. This is the same case with Tactical shield as well. I'm not sure if this is intentional, but I don't want to comment on this, because this actually makes sense a bit. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. But I will show you guys a trick. If you could sneak onto the back side of Mosa's shield and shoot the knife towards the operator back, bleed damage will get inflicted. I thought this might help you a little bit while facing shield users. So, mentioned here. The next thing I want to mention is about the injector. Well, in the current meta, injector is extremely powerful, such that if a team has a David injector supporter, these knives will completely make no sense if used. This is because the bleeding effect immediately stops if the player is injected with injector. Although this is exactly what I have guessed, injector gives back the HP lost due to melee and also cancels the bleeding. I don't want to elaborate much about this, since developers might plan to nerf injector soon due to raising complaints from players. To sum up, the throwing knives are fun and cool to use. If you don't have higher level or maxed Karen, I won't suggest you to go for these. Also, don't expect too much from the bleed damage, but yeah, I would say it will definitely come in handy. With many Syndrome Owen and Adrenaline users, it may be tough to get a good hold of this weapon, but definitely worth trying. For now, these are the details I tried to put into the video. I hope this information is useful. Also, please support me and my work by subscribing to the channel and liking the video. Finally, I want to thank my friends Eddie, Sicario and Baki for their helping hand in this video. Here are some highlights with the new knife. Hope you guys enjoy.